his last two big games have come against Davis. Is there any coincidence to that as far as the way they defend him versus the way other teams have been defending him?
You know, Tom Barquette kind of asked that. He says, did I see anything in Dylan's eyes, anything practiced? And, you know, really honestly about it is that, you know, Dylan, Reese, and Kyle, they rotate around in practice who's on fire. You know, one day one guy hits 4 in a row, next day the next guy hits 5 out of 6. So for the players and the coaches, it's just nothing. It's just whoever kind of gets it going a little bit, they feel it. Then the guys kind of deliver the ball there a little bit, and they get a little more aggressive. I think they did a real good job. They were aggressive. The last 5-6 games, people have been really aggressive defending Dylan, Reese, and Kyle. But if they get a little bit of space and they feel that, you know, good defense, sometimes, you know, the only thing you could really do is foul a guy. Because some of those shots Dylan had were, a couple of them were flat-footed, but some were just 3 feet beyond the three-point line off of a screen. And the shot clock going down, and you see the ball go in. Great shooters like that, they see it going in. They don't know who you're playing, what's going on. They just, oh, I can make it. And the hoop gets bigger and bigger. I think it's just a typical, I got a hot hand and we'll feed it. And hey, when it's done, it's done. And you know, I don't think he hit many of them in the second half. We got that many looks, but you know, Kyle steps up, knocks down a shot here or there. So I mean, we were pretty comfortable knowing that on any given half, any given spurt, someone's going to get it going, hopefully.
Yeah, it looked like Chris might have sprained his ankle there right before the end of the half. Is that what it was?
No, it's actually perhaps a little bit worse. He's going down for x-rays right now. It's not a knee, it's not ACL or MCL. It's actually below the knee, perhaps a bone or tendon, a contusion of some type. He'll get x-rays now. I'll tweet later on tonight or tomorrow if we know anything, get anything out there. You know, what we find out about it. It could be, you know, the sad thing about this is that Chris is a really tough and physical kid. I've never seen him injured in 2-3 years. So for him to be out of play means that there's an injury. It's not an owie, unless it's a real serious contusion. So it could be, you know, 3 to 4 days. It could be 3 to 4 weeks. It could be season ending because I just don't anticipate he would be out unless it was more than a good healthy bruise. So, you know, we'll pray for the best, and obviously he'll get the best treatment, best evaluation, and you know, I think that it's just something in sports you got to, you know, prepare to deal with whatever happens in the next 2 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, it sounds like right now you're more worried about the future, the rest of the games, but at the time, at the half, I mean, how worried were you that him being out, you know, Davis would be able to come back in the game? Well,
you know, Davis is missing 2 key ingredients as well. You know, they lost their best scoring big man, pick and pop kid by the name of Richard that's out there. I mean, he literally rolled his ankle the first 3 minutes of the game at Santa Barbara, so he was on the bench in the cast, one of their main guns. Their backup kid by the name of Bosner got hit by an elbow by Williams accidentally and got sitting on their bench with a concussion. So they had 2. We knew their bench was thin. And so with Chris out, it was actually kind of a chess match where, hey, one or 2 of your top inside guys are out. I thought that was, you know, why we were able to really jump on these guys. We had some inside possessions, and we were a little more cohesive. We were healthy and moving, and they were kind of playing on half a leg here and there with some different substitution rotations and so forth. So we took advantage of it, built that 15-point lead, and I think we maintained close to a double-digit lead throughout the way. I think they might have popped it down to 8 or 9 at one point in time. But, you know, I thought that if we could just get solid minutes out of Zach Gordon, Joe Alwich, and Brian Bennett, which are all 3 freshmen out there, you know, and then have a senior like Chris O'Brien kind of inside there helping them move where to go and screen for it, and you know, that kind of part of the game. I think that was big for us, just to have that maturity of Chris O'Brien out there to settle them down for those actions.
Coach, the way your offense is designed, when guys start to hit shots from deep, are there any tweaks or adjustments or focus that you shift toward now that you have?
Yeah, you know, what happens with that is a couple of the motion options we run. Dylan has a chance to go wherever he wants. He come up the middle, he come right and fake, and we have basically a couple, 2 or 3 guys looking to screen for him. And once a guy gets on fire, we know we'll go shooting. So, you know, once somebody knows the guy's on fire and he's hit a couple, then it kind of opens up other things for other guys for the rest of the night.
Coach's largest home crowd of the year.
Is that right?
Can you talk about 2,600? Can you talk about the crowd tonight and kind of, Dylan said it's kind of been progressively getting bigger and the most consistent home crowd that he's seen in his career. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I looked across the way. There was not one open seat across the way, and I think that's a tribute to these student athletes that have won their hearts over. You know, everybody likes a team that wins. I think how you play the game and how you respect the crowd, I think all the little things that, as we have community members that run out during starting lineup, I think that's shows that we care about the kids in the community. I think our guys going down and shaking hands afterwards and thanking somebody, I think that's part of our community. And of course, winning and playing and clapping for one another and showing class throughout the game and being respectful is part of what the community responds to, and our students respond to it. And we built a nice thing here. He's got to keep it going. And Santa Barbara's, they've snapped us a few times, so next one's sitting here with them coming on up.
Coach, obviously you guys have been playing real well at home. Can you pinpoint what exactly you might have to take on the road from these home victories to be successful out there too?
Well, we've played really well on the road too. I mean, we've lost by 2 points. We've lost at the buzzer. We've missed a free throw here and there. So obviously we're not going on the road and winning by 10, 15 points. But the defense has been mainstay for us at home and away. When you're home, a guy like Dylan gets on fire because he's got the crowd and he's got his home court and so forth. It's just one of those deals that defense and rebounding keep you in every game every night. So we still got another home game next week. Hope we keep that momentum there, and then we'll try our hand on the road again when we come down to it.
Mm-hmm. I think you guys had only 7 turnovers. Obviously, that's pretty good for you guys. What's behind that? How do you prepare your guys for keeping the ball?
Well, we've been top 5 in the nation. I believe we're still in the top 5 in the nation as far as fewest turnovers per game. We average less than 9 per night. And there's a couple things important. Number one, we recruit guys that are smart and take care of the basketball. We coach it in practice daily, that ball control. From the first day of practice, number 1 drill is passing and catching. The most important part of any offense is to pass and catch the basketball. I think we only had 2 turnovers at half, so I'm a little disappointed that we doubled that up. But obviously they pressed a little bit down the stretch, and they were pretty aggressive here and there. But as nice it is to only have 7 turnovers, it's nicer as a coach to see 18 assists. That means guys like each other. That means they'll share the ball. They don't care who gets the basket. They're going to look for the next pass. And we have a family atmosphere. Those guys like and care and love for each other, and they want to make the next pass. And when a guy like Chris Eversley gets hurt, remember one thing we said in the locker room, hey, Chris gets hurt, family, next man up, next guy steps up. Next guy's there to take his spot, keep moving the ball, playing, defending, and then we'll do what we have to do to continue to be competitive every night.
Any more questions for Coach?